a very high proportion of entrepreneurial owner-managed businesses, they might have some great profitability, they might have some good numbers there, they might have a sort of theoretical value that could work, but actually there's hardly any that are really ready to sell. And it's understandable because you're in the business every day, you're running the business. What are your priorities? It's keep the top line going, keep the people happy, keep the business growing, going in the right direction. You're probably not thinking about what's our managerial structure going to look like in 3 years' time. What is are we data room ready? Have we got all of our legal agreements completely tidied up and ready for third-party inspection? Is our shareholder register up to date? All of these things that are probably on the to-do list somewhere, but just nowhere near the top.
We found when we were chatting to you and we said, you get to that point and you think, right, should we sell? And I think the comment came back to us, said, well, you should have actually been thinking about that 2 years ago. Because a lot of businesses don't realize that in order to get ready for that sale, all these things, and it was a new world to us. When you're advising, you do this, and this, and you're like, oh, wow, okay. You're so busy doing your focus in your day job, you didn't realize all these things were there. And so with businesses out there at the moment, what would you advise them where you think, they're not sure what to do or they just focus on it? What sort of words of wisdom would you give to people out there to think about when should they do something, or should there be a next step for them?
Yeah, in terms of when, there's no time like the present. I think the longer in advance you're thinking about these things, the better. I think if a sort of compare and contrast, most of my clients will only do this once. Realistically, it's probably their first sale, it's probably the only sale they do. There's often a retirement dynamic. Someone in the sort of 50s, 60s actually is doing it because they've done 20, 30 years of building something and now want to step back and enjoy some of that success without having to be tied into the business as much. If you contrast that sort of group of people with those who've done it before, the massive, there's the night and day. There's the kind of the guys who are coming through and selling second time round, or maybe a private equity backed as well. Private equity businesses are generally always ready to be sold if it's going to generate the right return. So the big contrast there is just the level of almost administrative preparation sat in the background, the thought process around what are we doing in 1, 3, 5 years, what is our people strategy, where is our succession, how are we addressing any gaps we know we have. All of that stuff is there. And then also just simpler stuff. As accountants, we would always focus on the numbers. And actually, I think an area where particularly really profitable businesses and owner-managed businesses tend to not have as much discipline is just around simple stuff for us anyway, like monthly management accounts. And having a set of monthly management accounts that the owners actually understand, go through, can spot trends, can follow trends through over a period of time to understand what those numbers are telling you about the business. Because a buyer coming in, third-party buyer, whether they're an investor or a corporate acquirer, the only thing that they can really get to as a source of truth for the performance of the business is the financial information.